Modern life is making us weaker, not physically, mentally. We've forgotten how to be still, how to focus, how to control our own minds. But there's an ancient solution most people ignore. Right now, your mind is probably racing. Thoughts about work, about problems, about things you can't control. What if you could turn that off? Not through meditation apps or quick fixes, but through real training, the kind warriors used for centuries. Today, we're going back to the source. The first rule of mental strength: stop fighting thoughts. There is a battle happening in your mind right now. You might not notice it, but it's there. Every time a thought comes, a worry, a memory, a fear, you do one of two things. You either grab onto it and follow it down a rabbit hole, or you try to push it away, to force it out of your head. Both are mistakes. Both drain your energy. Both leave you exhausted. But there is another way, a simpler way, a way that warriors and monks have known for centuries. You don't fight the thoughts, you don't chase them, you let them come and you let them go. Think of your mind like a river. Thoughts are leaves floating on the surface. Most people see a leaf. Maybe it's a worry about money or an old regret, and they jump into the river to grab it. They chase it downstream, splashing, struggling, exhausting themselves, or they try to block the river entirely to stop the leaves from coming. But the river doesn't stop. The leaves keep floating, and now they're just stuck there, piling up, creating a dam of tension in their mind. There's a better way. You sit by the riverbank, you watch the leaves pass. You don't jump in, you don't build a dam, you just observe. That's the secret, that's the practice. This isn't about emptying your mind. That's impossible. Your mind will always produce thoughts. That's its job. The goal isn't to stop thinking. The goal is to stop getting tangled in your thoughts. Imagine you're sitting in a train station. Trains come and go. Some are loud, some are quiet, some are beautiful, some are ugly. But you don't have to get on every train. You can just sit there and watch them pass. Your thoughts are the same. You don't have to board everyone. You don't have to ride it to the end of the line. You can let it come and let it go. The problem is, we've been trained to believe that every thought matters, that every worry deserves attention, that every memory needs to be analyzed. But most thoughts are just noise. They're not important. They're not true. They're just passing weather in your mind. If you ignore the weather, it changes on its own. If you obsess over it, you get stuck in the storm. Try this right now. Close your eyes for 10 seconds. Don't try to clear your mind. Just watch what thoughts appear. A plan for later, a song stuck in your head, an old conversation. Good. Don't push them away. Don't follow them. Just notice them, like clouds drifting across the sky. They come, they go. You don't control the clouds. You don't need to. The sky doesn't struggle to hold them or force them away. It just lets them be. Your mind can work the same way. This takes practice. At first you'll forget. You'll catch yourself halfway down a mental rabbit hole, lost in some worry or fantasy. That's normal. The moment you realize it, just gently return to watching. No judgment, no frustration, just return. Every time you do this, you're training your mind. You're building the muscle of awareness. And over time, something shifts. The thoughts don't disappear, but their grip on you weakens. You start to see them for what they are. Just thoughts, not commands, not truths, just passing leaves on the river. This is real mental strength, not the absence of thoughts, not the control of thoughts, but the freedom to let them come and go without pulling you under. Most people spend their whole lives fighting their own minds. You don't have to. The peace you want isn't on the other side of a silent mind. It's right here, in the simple act of watching without grabbing. Your posture is changing your mind. Your body is talking to your brain right now. You might not hear it, but the conversation is happening. Every slump, every slouch, every time you let your shoulders roll forward and your chest cave in, you're sending a message, and your brain is listening. It's translating your posture into chemicals, into emotions, into energy. Most people don't realize this. They think posture is just about looking confident, but it's much deeper than that. Your posture is changing your mind. Try something. For the next 30 seconds, sit or stand like you're defeated, shoulders hunched, head down, chest closed. Notice how it feels. Heavy, right, tired, maybe a little sad. Now shift, straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back, lift your chin slightly. Feel that something changes. Your breath gets deeper. Your vision clears a little. There's a quiet strength there that wasn't there before. That's not imagination, that's chemistry. That's your body telling your brain, we're ready. This isn't new. Warriors knew it, hunters knew it. Anyone who had to face real challenge knew that you don't wait until you feel strong to stand strong. You stand strong first, and then the feeling follows. Your body is a feedback loop. Slouch, and your brain thinks, we must be tired, we must be weak, so it makes you feel tired and weak. Stand tall, and your brain thinks, we must be ready, we must be capable, so it makes you feel ready and capable. The posture comes first, the mindset follows. Most people get this backward. They wait until they feel confident to stand up straight, but confidence doesn't work that way. It's not something that happens to you, it's something you create with your body first. Think of a lion. Does it slink around with its head down, waiting to feel powerful, before it lifts itself up? No, it carries itself like a king first, and the feeling of power comes from that. You're the same. This isn't about faking, it's about understanding the connection between your physical state and your mental state. When you're stressed, your body naturally wants to curl inward. That's an ancient survival response. Protect the organs, make yourself small. But modern stress isn't a tiger attack. It's email, it's traffic, it's conversations, and curling up doesn't help. It makes it worse. It tells your brain the threat is real, so your brain pumps out more stress chemicals. It's a vicious cycle, but you can break it. Anytime you notice tension, anytime you feel overwhelmed, check your posture. Are you collapsed? Are you braced? Straighten, breathe. Open. It's a simple shift, but it changes everything. Your brain gets the message, we're safe, we're strong, and the stress chemicals start to fade. This is why warriors trained posture as much as they trained swords, because in battle, in life, the mind follows the body. If the body shows weakness, the mind accepts defeat. If the body shows strength, the mind rises to match it. You don't have to wait to feel ready. Stand ready first and watch how everything else follows. The most powerful part, no one has to see this, but you. You can be sitting at your desk, in your car, anywhere, and this small shift changes your entire experience. Your posture isn't just how you present yourself to the world, it's how you talk to yourself. And right now, you can start speaking a stronger language. The breathing trick warriors used before battle. There is a rhythm to life, a pulse that moves through everything. Your breath is the one thing you carry with you from the moment you're born until the moment you leave this world. Most people never think about it. They breathe without noticing, shallow and quick, like they're always running from something. But warriors knew better. They understood that breath isn't just air, it's power. The right breath can steady your hands before a fight. It can clear your mind before a decision. It can mean the difference between life and death. The technique is simple but not easy. Breathe in for 4 seconds, hold for 7, out for 8. Do this 3 times, that's all. But when you do it right, something changes. Your heart slows down, your thoughts become clearer, the noise in your head fades into the background. This isn't magic, it's biology. When you extend your exhale like this, you trigger your body's relaxation response. Your nervous system gets the message, we're safe, we can think now. Ancient fighters didn't have science to explain this, they just knew it worked. Before battle, when fear was thick in the air, they would use this breath to steady themselves, not to eliminate fear. That's impossible, but to move through it, to keep their hands from shaking, to keep their vision sharp. Because in battle, hesitation means that a distracted mind gets you killed. This breath was their anchor. You're probably not facing literal battles, but your challenges are just as real. that difficult conversation with your boss, that important decision you've been putting off, that moment when anger rises and you're about to say something you'll regret. These are your battles, and the same breath that helped warriors centuries ago can help you now. Try it right now. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do it 3 times. Feel how your body responds. That slight dizziness at first, that's your brain getting more oxygen than it's used to. That calm settling over you, that's your nervous system shifting gears. Most people breathe wrong their whole lives. Short, shallow breaths that keep them in a constant state of low-level panic. Their shoulders rise with each inhale. Their chest stays tight. They're always slightly tense, slightly ready to run, even when there's no danger. This breath fixes that. It teaches your body a new rhythm. Deep belly breathing, slow exhales, full cycles. The beauty of this practice is its simplicity. You don't need special equipment. You don't need perfect conditions. You can do it in traffic, at your desk, in line at the grocery store, anywhere, anytime. And each time you do it, you're training your nervous system like a muscle. Over time, your baseline state changes. You become harder to shake, less reactive, more centered. This isn't about escaping reality, it's about meeting reality with clarity. The warriors who used this breath weren't trying to avoid their battles. They were preparing to face them with clear eyes and steady hands. Your battles might look different, but the principle is the same. When the pressure rises, when the world feels like it's spinning too fast, this breath is your anchor. It's always there, always available. The oldest tool for calm in human history, hiding in plain sight, right under your nose. Why your phone is your worst enemy. Your phone is training you, not the way a teacher trains a student, with purpose, with care. No, your phone trains you the way a gambler trains a pigeon. Random rewards, constant interruptions, a never-ending stream of little hits that keep you coming back for more. Every notification is a tiny experiment in behavior modification. Every scroll is reshaping your brain, and unless you take control, you're being conditioned, day by day, click by click, to become distracted, impatient, and addicted. The ancient masters didn't have this problem. Their world had distractions, sure, but nothing like this. Nothing that could follow them into every room, into every quiet moment, into their very pockets. Their challenges were different. They had to seek out knowledge. They had to work to be entertained. You have to work to avoid being entertained, to avoid being pulled in 1,000 directions at once. Here's what's happening in your brain. Every time your phone dings or buzzes, you get a hit of dopamine. That's the chemical associated with anticipation, with reward. But here's the catch. The reward is often meaningless. A like, a comment, an email that could have waited. But your brain doesn't know that. It just knows stimulation feels good, so it craves more. And each time you give in, you strengthen the neural pathways that say, drop everything when the phone calls. Meanwhile, your ability to focus weakens. Think of attention like a muscle. If you never let it work for long periods, if you're always interrupting it, it gets flabby. That's why so many people today can't read a book without checking their phone, can't have a conversation without glancing at notifications, can't sit with their own thoughts for 5 minutes without reaching for stimulation. It's not that they're weak, it's that they've been systematically trained to be this way. The solution isn't to throw your phone away. That's not realistic. The solution is to retrain yourself. Start small. 10 minutes without checking. Just 10. Set a timer if you need to. During those 10 minutes, do one thing. Read. Write. Talk to someone. Just one thing. With full attention. When the 10 minutes are up, notice how it felt. Probably uncomfortable at first. That's good. That means you're working the muscle. Then try 20 minutes. Then 30. Build up slowly. The goal isn't to never use your phone. The goal is to use it when you choose to, not when it demands you to. The goal is to have moments, real substantial moments, where your attention belongs entirely to whatever you're doing, where you're not divided, not half there. This is harder than it sounds, because your brain will fight you. It's been conditioned to expect constant stimulation. When that stimulation disappears, even for short periods, it will throw tantrums. It will tell you, just check once, just one quick look. Don't listen, sit with the discomfort. Let it pass, like waves on a shore. The cravings will come and go. Your job isn't to stop them. Your job is to not jump every time they call. The ancient masters cultivated deep focus because they had no choice. We have to cultivate it by choice, by saying no to the 1,000 little distractions that want to own our attention. Your phone isn't evil, but it is powerful, and unless you consciously decide how to use it, it will decide for you, one ping at a time. The meal that changes everything. There is a direct line between what you eat and how you think. Most people never notice it. They shovel food into their mouths without considering what it does to their minds. But warriors knew better. Before battle, before important decisions, they ate carefully, not for taste, not for pleasure, for performance. Because a heavy meal makes a heavy mind. A light meal keeps you sharp. Think about the last time you ate too much. That sluggish feeling afterward, that fog in your brain, that desire to just sit and do nothing. That's not laziness. It's biology. Your body is diverting energy to digestion, pulling resources away from your mind. Blood flows to your stomach instead of your brain. Your thoughts slow down, your focus fades, and in that state you're not at your best. You're not clear, you're not ready. Now think about the opposite. A light, simple meal. Maybe some vegetables, some lean protein, nothing fried, nothing dripping with sauce. How do you feel after that? Lighter, clearer, more awake. That's not coincidence. That's your body thanking you for not weighing it down. This isn't about dieting. It's not about losing weight. It's about understanding that food is fuel, and different fuels create different states of mind. Processed food, sugary food, heavy food, they create spikes and crashes. They make your energy unstable. They pull your focus away from what matters. But simple, whole foods, they give you steady energy. They keep your mind calm and alert. Try this experiment before your next important moment, a meeting, a difficult conversation, a creative session. Eat lightly, skip the bread, skip the heavy sauces, have something clean, something simple, then notice how you feel. Your mind will be clearer, your focus will be sharper, your patience will last longer. That's not magic, that's just your body working the way it's meant. The ancients didn't have science to explain this, they just knew it worked. They noticed that warriors who ate heavy meals before battle were slower, less reactive, more likely to make mistakes. So they adjusted. They ate light when performance mattered. They saved the feasts for after the victory. You don't need to live like a monk. You don't need to give up every pleasure. But if you want your mind to work at its best, you have to feed it the right fuel. Before your next big challenge, ask yourself, do I want to be sluggish or sharp? Then choose your meal accordingly. Walking meditation, the foregone practice. Meditation doesn't have to happen on a cushion. It doesn't require perfect silence. It can happen anywhere, even while you're moving. Walking meditation is one of the most powerful, most overlooked practices for training the mind. It's how God stayed alert during long watches, how messengers kept their focus during endless journeys, how warriors remained present, even in motion. Here's how it works. You walk slowly, not like you're rushing somewhere, not like you're distracted. You walk with intention. You feel each step. You notice how your weight shifts from heel to toe. You pay attention to your breath. You stay here, in this moment, instead of letting your mind wander to the past or future. This sounds simple, but try it right now. Stand up, take 5 slow steps. Feel the ground beneath your feet. Notice the subtle movements in your legs, your hips, your back. Are you thinking about other things? Are you already planning what you'll do next? That's normal. That's why this is practice. Most people walk through life on autopilot. Their bodies move while their minds are somewhere else, replaying old conversations, worrying about future problems, lost in thought. Walking meditation breaks that habit. It trains you to be here now, in your body, fully aware. You don't need a special place to do this. You can practice walking meditation in your home, in a park, even in an office hallway. The key isn't location, it's attention. Every step is an opportunity to come back to the present moment. Every breath is a chance to reset. The benefits are immediate. When you walk like this, even for just a minute or two, your mind clears, stress fades, focus sharpens. You're no longer lost in thought. You're grounded in your body, and that changes everything. This isn't about spirituality, it's about performance. A distracted mind makes mistakes. A present mind sees clearly. Whether you're walking to a meeting, pacing while thinking, or just moving through your day, you can use each step as a way to train your attention. Start small, 1 minute of mindful walking, then 2, then 5. Notice how it feels. Notice how your mind reacts. Over time, this practice will change the way you move through the world, one step at a time. The 5-second rule for anger. Anger comes fast, like a storm rolling in. It darkens everything in seconds. Your chest tightens, your jaw clenches, words gather like thunder behind your teeth, ready to strike. In that moment, you have a choice. Let the lightning fly, or wait for the storm to pass. The difference between these choices changes everything. It changes relationships, it changes outcomes, it changes who you are. There is a simple rule, tested for centuries. When anger rises, take 5 breaths before speaking, just 5. Inhale, exhale, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all it takes for the sharpest edge of anger to dull. The heat fades just enough for clarity to return. The words that would have burned bridges now turn to smoke. The reaction that would have caused regret becomes a response you can control. This isn't about suppressing anger. Anger is natural. It's energy. It tells you when something is wrong, but raw, unfiltered anger is like fire, useful when controlled, destructive when unleashed. The 5-second rule isn't a trick to make anger disappear. It's a way to keep from being consumed by it. Think of the last time anger made you say something you regretted. The moment passed, the damage didn't. Now think, what if you had taken just 5 breaths? Would the words have been the same? Would the outcome have been different? The answer is almost always yes. Ancient warriors, judges, and leaders knew this. In battles and courts, where one wrong word could mean death, they trained themselves to pause, not to deny their anger, but to master it, to let the first wave pass before deciding what to do next. Because the first wave is the most dangerous. It's pure reaction, pure instinct, and while instincts can save your life in a fight, they can ruin it in a conversation. The modern world doesn't teach this. It teaches speed, instant replies, quick reactions, but speed is the enemy of wisdom. The faster you speak in anger, the more likely you are to say what you don't mean. The 5-second rule is an antidote to that. It's a space between feeling and action, a moment where you can choose instead of react. Try it now. Think of something that angers you, a frustration, a person, a situation. Feel the heat rise, then take 5 slow breaths. Inhale deeply, exhale fully. Notice what happens. The anger doesn't vanish, but its grip loosens. The urgency fades. You remember that you are not your anger. You are the one who decides what to do with it. This practice is simple, but not easy. In the beginning, you'll forget. You'll speak or act in anger and only remember the rule afterward. That's normal. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. Each time you remember to pause, each time you take those 5 breaths, you strengthen the part of you that can face anger without being ruled by it. Over time, something shifts. The space between anger and action grows wider. The storm still comes, but you no longer drown in it. You learn to stand in the rain without being swept away, and that changes everything. not just for you, but for everyone around you. Why you should train tired. Fatigue is the ultimate test, not of your body, but of your mind. When you're tired, every challenge feels bigger, every irritation feels sharper, every decision feels heavier. Most people see this as a problem. They reach for coffee, for energy drinks, for anything to push the feeling away. But what if you didn't? What if instead of running from fatigue, you sat with it? What if you trained in it? This is where real mental strength is built. Not when you're fresh, not when you're motivated, but when you're exhausted, when every part of you wants to quit. That's the moment that matters. That's the moment most people never learn to face. Think of a time you were deeply tired, but safe. After a long day, a sleepless night, a hard workout. What did you do? If you're like most people, you looked for an escape, a distraction, a way to numb the feeling. But what if you had stayed with it? What if you had let yourself feel the weight of fatigue without fighting it? That's the practice. That's how endurance is born. Ancient warriors trained this way, not because they enjoyed suffering, but because they knew a simple truth. The mind you have when you're tired is the mind you'll have in battle. If you can't focus when you're exhausted, you'll lose focus when it matters most. If you can't stay calm when you're drained, you'll panic under pressure. Fatigue strips away illusions. It shows you who you really are. This isn't about pushing yourself to collapse. It's about learning to observe fatigue without being ruled by it. Next time you're tired, truly tired, try this. Sit quietly. Close your eyes. Feel the weight in your limbs, the fog in your mind. Don't fight it. Don't judge it. Just watch it. Notice how your body reacts. Notice the thoughts that arise. I can't do this. I need to rest. This is too hard. These are just thoughts. They don't have to be commands. What happens when you don't immediately give in to fatigue? Something surprising. You discover that you can still function, that you can still think, that exhaustion isn't a wall. It's a wave, and you can learn to ride it. This is the foundation of mental toughness. Not the ability to avoid fatigue, but the ability to move through it. The modern world hates this idea. It sells you shortcuts, energy boosts, quick fixes, ways to never feel tired. But those are illusions. Real strength comes from familiarity with your limits, from knowing that even when you're tired, you're still in control, that even when your body wants to stop, your mind can keep going. Start small. Next time you're tired but safe, resist the urge to reach for caffeine or distraction. Sit with the feeling for just 5 minutes. Breathe, observe. Let yourself be tired without needing to fix it. Over time, you'll notice something changes. Fatigue no longer feels like an emergency. It's just a state, like any other. And you're the one who decides what to do with it. This is how warriors train, not by avoiding discomfort, but by facing it. Not by fearing fatigue, but by knowing it. And when the real challenges come, the ones that can't be solved with coffee or willpower, you'll be ready, because you've been here before, because you know what to do. You keep going. The mirror technique for confidence. Most people avoid their own reflection, not because they don't look, they do constantly, but because they never really see themselves. A quick glance to fix hair, adjust clothes, check for flaws, then away. The eyes dart from feature to feature, never staying, never holding. There's a reason for this. Looking at yourself, truly looking, is uncomfortable. It's raw, it's honest, and that honesty is exactly where real confidence begins. The practice is simple. Stand in front of a mirror, look into your own eyes. Don't look away, don't speak, don't judge, just look. At first, it will feel strange. You'll want to laugh, to make a face, to break the tension. That's normal, that's resistance. Your mind doesn't want to sit with this kind of stillness. It wants distraction, it wants to hide. But if you stay, if you keep looking, something shifts. The discomfort fades, the nervous energy settles, and what's left is just you. No masks, no performances, no stories, just you. This isn't about vanity, it's not about admiring yourself or criticizing yourself. It's about familiarity, about becoming comfortable with your own presence, because confidence isn't something you fake until you make it. Confidence is what happens when you stop running from yourself, when you can stand in front of a mirror or in front of anyone without needing to shrink or perform. Try it now. Find a mirror, stand close enough that you can see your eyes clearly. Look, really look. What do you see? Not just the color, the shape, what's behind them. There's a person there, a real one. Not the version you show the world, not the filtered image, the actual you. Hold that gaze. If your mind starts chattering, this is weird, I look tired, what's the point? Notice those thoughts and let them pass. Keep looking. At first, 30 seconds will feel like an eternity. That's okay. Start small. Build up. 1 minute, then 2. Over time you'll notice something changing. The reflex to look away weakens. The discomfort lessens. And when you step away from the mirror, that steadiness stays with you. You carry it into conversations, into challenges, into moments where before you might have faltered, because now you know what it feels like to stand firm, even when it's hard, even when every instinct says to look away. This practice isn't new. Warriors used it, leaders used it. Anyone who needed to face the world without flinching knew the value of being able to hold their own gaze first. Because if you can't look at yourself without discomfort, how can you expect to stand firm when others look at you? How can you stay centered under pressure if you can't even stay centered in front of a mirror? The modern world teaches us to avoid this kind of raw self-confrontation. We edit our photos, filter our voices, curate our lives to show only the polished version. But confidence doesn't come from polish. It comes from being at ease with the unedited truth, from knowing yourself, not the persona, not the mask, but the real you, and being okay with what you see. So start today, 1 minute with the mirror, then tomorrow, 2, watch what happens, not just to how you see yourself, but to how you move through the world. That steady gaze you practice in the mirror, it doesn't stay there, it goes with you, and suddenly, things that used to shake you don't shake you as much. People who used to intimidate you don't intimidate you as easily, because you've met yourself, really met yourself, and you didn't look away. Cold water training. No ice needed. Every morning, you face the same choice, comfort or strength. Most people choose comfort without even realizing it. Warm showers, cozy routines, easing into the day. There's nothing wrong with comfort, except that it trains your body and mind to seek ease, to avoid discomfort, to resist anything that feels even slightly challenging. And then when real stress comes, when life gets difficult, you panic because you've never practiced handling discomfort in small doses. Cold water changes that. Not ice baths, not extreme freezing, just cool enough to make you want to step away. 30 seconds at the end of your shower, that's all. But in those 30 seconds, you learn something vital. Discomfort won't kill you. In fact, you can stand in it, breathe through it, and come out stronger on the other side. Here's how it works. At the end of your shower, turn the temperature down. Not all the way cold at first, just cool enough that your body tenses. Your first instinct will be to rush, to tense up, to get out as fast as possible. Resist that. Stay. Breathe deeply. Let the water hit your back, your shoulders, your chest. Feel your body's reaction, the quickened breaths, the tightened muscles, and then consciously relax into it. Unclench your jaw, drop your shoulders. Let the water run over you while you maintain steady breaths. This isn't about toughness, it's about control, about teaching your nervous system that discomfort is just a sensation, not an emergency, that you can feel stress without being ruled by it. The cold water is a teacher. It shows you where your body holds tension. It reveals your automatic panic response, and with daily practice, it rewires those responses. Think about how most people handle stress. Something difficult happens, and their entire body reacts like it's under attack. Heart races, breath shortens, muscles tighten. But what if, instead of panicking, you could face stress with the same calm you learn in the cold shower? What if your first instinct wasn't to tense up, but to breathe deep and relax into the challenge? That's the gift of this practice. It trains you for life. The ancients knew that. Warriors plunged into cold rivers, not because they enjoyed it, but because it taught them to master their reactions. If you can stay calm in cold water, you can stay calm in battle. If you can breathe through the shock of a cold shower, you can breathe through the shock of bad news, of conflict, of unexpected challenges. The medium changes, the skill doesn't. Start small. 15 seconds of cool water at first, then 20, then 30. Notice how your relationship to discomfort changes over time. That moment when cold water hits your skin, it's the same moment when a problem arises at work, when a difficult conversation starts, when life throws something unexpected at you. The sensation is different, but the choice is the same. Panic or breathe, tense or relax, flee or stand firm. This practice takes less than a minute a day, but its effects ripple through your entire life. You start to notice other areas where you've been avoiding discomfort, in conversations, in challenges, in growth, and one by one, you begin to face them, not because you have to, because you've learned that on the other side of discomfort is strength, and that strength is yours for the taking. All it takes is 30 seconds of cold water and the willingness to stay. The nighttime ritual for better sleep. Sleep isn't just something that happens to you, it's something you prepare for. Most people treat it like an on-off switch, collapse into bed after staring at screens until the last second, then wonder why their mind won't shut off. But sleep is more like a sunset. It needs transition, it needs space. And the simplest, most powerful way to create that space is this. 1 hour before bed, turn off the screens. No phones, no TV, no laptops, just dim light, just quiet. Maybe some gentle stretching, maybe a book, but nothing that floods your eyes with artificial blue light. Nothing that pumps your brain full of new information. Nothing that keeps you wired when you should be winding down. This isn't just good advice, it's biology. Your body runs on rhythms, and the most important one is the circadian rhythm. It's what tells you when to wake and when to sleep. But that rhythm doesn't work on its own. It takes cues from your environment. Bright light means day, darkness means night. Except now, with screens everywhere, your brain gets mixed signals. You're bathing your eyes in daylight bright blue light at 11 p.m., then wondering why you can't fall asleep. You're feeding your brain a constant stream of news, social media, emails, right up until the moment you close your eyes, then wondering why your thoughts won't slow down. The solution isn't complicated. 1 hour. That's 60 minutes where you step away from the noise and let your body do what it's meant to do. Prepare for rest. In that hour, light matters. Not bright overhead lights, not the harsh glow of a phone. Soft warm light, a lamp, a candle, something that mimics the natural fading of daylight. Sound matters too. Not podcasts, not music with lyrics, just quiet. Or if you need sound, something simple, rain, white noise, the hum of a fan, something that doesn't demand your attention. And then there's movement, not exercise, not anything that gets your heart rate up, just gentle stretching, rolling your shoulders, loosening your neck, letting your body unwind the tension of the day. You're not trying to exhaust yourself, you're trying to signal to your body that it's time to shift gears. The effects of this practice go far beyond just falling asleep faster. When you give yourself this buffer between the chaos of the day and the stillness of sleep, something changes. The quality of your sleep deepens. You spend more time in the restorative phases. You wake up feeling clearer, more rested, more present, and that carries into your entire next day. Your focus is sharper, your patience is longer, your energy is steadier. all because you gave yourself 1 hour of transition. Most people resist this at first. An hour without screens feels like an eternity. They say they'll be bored, they say they have too much to do, but that's the point. Your brain needs boredom to unwind, it needs stillness to process. And as for having too much to do, what's more important than being rested enough to do it well? Try it tonight. 1 hour before bed, put the phone away, turn off the TV, sit with the quiet, read if you want, stretch if you want, but mostly, just let yourself slow down. The first few nights might feel strange, you might fidget, you might reach for your phone out of habit, but soon, something shifts. Your body learns that this hour means sleep is coming, and when you finally lie down, you'll find that sleep doesn't have to be a struggle. It can be a natural, effortless transition, the way it was always meant to be. How to listen like a master. Most people don't listen, they wait to speak. You can see it in their eyes, that slight glaze, that distracted flicker, as they mentally rehearse what they're going to say next. They're not there to understand, they're there to reply, to correct, to impress. And because of that, they miss everything. The subtle cues, the unspoken truth, the real meaning behind the words. Master listeners operate differently. They don't just hear words, they receive them. They don't just wait for their turn, they sink into the space between sentences. And because of that, they gather information others miss. They build trust without trying. They navigate conversations with a quiet power that can't be faked. This skill isn't complicated, but it's rare, because real listening requires something most people aren't willing to give: full attention, not divided attention, not one ear on the conversation and one eye on your phone, not half listening while planning your response. Full, undiluted presence. When someone speaks, you listen as if nothing else exists, as if their words are the only thing in the world worth hearing. Try it in your next conversation. Don't think about what you will say next. Don't formulate arguments while the other person is still talking. Just listen, not just to their words, but to what's underneath them, the pauses, the shifts in tone, the things they don't say. Most communication isn't in the words anyway. It's in the gaps between them. When you listen this way, something changes in the dynamic. The other person feels it. They might not know why, but they'll sense that you're truly hearing them, and that changes how they respond to you. They open up more, they trust more, they reveal more, because real listening is a gift, one that most people rarely receive. This isn't about being passive, it's about being present. After the person finishes speaking, you don't have to jump in immediately. You can let the silence sit for a beat. You can absorb what was said, and when you do respond, it won't be with a rehearsed monologue. It'll be with something that actually connects to what they shared. That's how real dialogue works, not as parallel monologues, but as a back and forth where each response builds on the last. The benefits of this practice go far beyond any single conversation. Over time, you become someone people want to talk to, not because you're the loudest or the most charismatic, but because you make them feel heard. And in a world where everyone is shouting to be noticed, that's a rare kind of power. Start small. One conversation today where you focus entirely on understanding, not replying. Notice how it feels. Notice how the other person responds. You might be surprised at how much changes when you stop waiting to speak and start truly listening. The secret to making hard choices. Every difficult decision you face is a battle between two versions of yourself. The one that wants comfort now and the one that wants strength later. The easy choice is obvious. It's the one that feels good immediately, the one that avoids conflict, the one that keeps people happy in the moment. But the right choice, that's different. The right choice isn't about how it feels today, it's about what it builds in you over time. There's a simple question that cuts through the noise of any hard decision. Which choice makes me stronger? Not happier, not more comfortable, stronger. Ask this, and suddenly, options that seemed complicated become clear. The path of least resistance is easy to spot. It's the one that leaves you unchanged. The path of growth is harder to see at first, but once you look for it, it's impossible to ignore. Think about the choice you're struggling with right now. Maybe it's about a job, a relationship, a habit. Apply the question: which option strengthens you? Which one demands more from you? Which one, even if it's harder now, leaves you more capable later? The answer isn't always the one you want, but it's always the one you need. This isn't about punishing yourself or choosing suffering for its own sake. It's about recognizing that real strength comes from doing hard things, not once, not as an exception, but as a practice. Every time you choose the option that builds discipline over the one that offers distraction, you're training a muscle. Every time you pick the path that requires courage over the one that promises safety, you're expanding your capacity, and over time, those choices add up. The person who always takes the easy route stays where they are. The person who consistently chooses strength becomes someone else entirely. Most people make decisions based on fear. Fear of discomfort, fear of failure, fear of what others will think. But fear is a terrible advisor. It shrinks your world. It keeps you small. The question, which choice makes me stronger, bypasses fear entirely. It doesn't ask what's easiest. It doesn't ask what's safest. It asks what shapes you into the kind of person who can handle whatever comes next. Try it. Next time you're stuck between two options, stop asking which one feels better. Start asking which one builds more in you. The answer won't always be comfortable, but it will always be honest. And that's how you cut through the noise of indecision. Not by looking for the right answer, but by becoming the kind of person who can handle any answer. The morning question that changes everything. The first few minutes of your day are the most important, not because of what you do in them, but because of what they do to you. Most people ruin these minutes without realizing it. They reach for their phone before their eyes are fully open. They check emails, scroll news, absorb notifications, letting the world dictate their first thoughts before they've even had a chance to decide who they want to be that day. There's a better way, a simpler way. Before you touch your phone, before you let the outside world in, ask yourself one question: what do I want to control today? My attention or someone else's? This isn't philosophical, it's practical. Every time you check your phone first thing, you're handing your attention to someone else. You're letting strangers, algorithms, and other people's agendas set the tone for your day. You're starting in reaction mode instead of creation mode. And once that pattern starts, it's hard to stop. The whole day becomes a series of responses to emails, to messages, to whatever drama the internet throws at you. But if you pause, if you take just 5 minutes to sit with yourself before connecting to the world, something shifts. You remember that your attention is yours, that you get to decide where it goes, that you don't have to start your day in someone else's inbox, someone else's feed, someone else's priorities. The effects of this small habit ripple through everything. When you protect your mornings, you protect your mind. You give yourself space to think your own thoughts before absorbing everyone else's. You set the tone instead of inheriting it. And over time, that changes how you approach everything: work, relationships, even downtime. You stop being pulled in every direction and start moving with intention. This isn't about quitting technology or living like a monk. It's about owning your attention instead of renting it out to the highest bidder. It's about remembering that your mind is your most valuable asset and treating it that way from the moment you wake up. Try it tomorrow. When you open your eyes, don't reach for your phone. Sit up, breathe. Ask yourself the question: what do I want to control today? My attention or someone else's? Then act accordingly. The difference it makes will surprise you, because how you start your day isn't just about that day. It's about the kind of life you're building, one morning at a time. All these techniques share one truth: mental strength isn't about adding more. It's about removing distractions, removing fear, removing dependence. The power was always yours. You just forgot how to use it. Start with just one of these today, not all 14. That's overwhelming. Pick one, practice it for a week, then add another. Real change comes from consistency, not intensity.